Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Wakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. It's your brother Rabbi Nab coming out with a lesson as well. It's edifying to the Lord's elect. It says Supreme Court turns away Alex Jones' attempt to block $1.5 billion defamation judgment. Damn, Alex Jones got all that money, man? Alex Jones got $1.5 billion, man. Ain't that crazy? The Supreme Court on Tuesday rejected conservative conspiracy theorist Alex Jones' last-ditch attempt to block an almost $1.5 billion defamation judgment he faces over false claims that the 2012 Sandy Hook school shooting was a hoax. Damn. He said that was a hoax, man. And now he's being sued for over $1.5 billion, man. Crazy. Sucks to be him, I guess. Questions remain about deceased Israeli hostages in Gaza. Tel Aviv, Israel, the tenuous ceasefire in the 2-year Israel-Hamas war was cold on Tuesday, even as complex issues remain ahead a day after widespread jubilation over the return to Israel of the last 20 living hostages held in Gaza and the release of hundreds of Palestinian prisoners and detainees in Israel. So that's what's on the news, man. Schumer, Clinton-led Democrats praising Donald Duck for Israel-Hamas ceasefire bill, and he's praising him for what? That's not even gonna be peace long over there, man. There's not gonna be too much peace long over there. Shalom Malak, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. You know, ain't gonna be too much peace long over there, man. They always got peace over there. Ain't gonna be too much of that. You know? You could almost guarantee that this devil's gonna do something to fuck that place up. 100%. You know? I hope people don't think that that's how peace is accomplished, man. You know, what about all the innocent blood that was shed over there? We're supposed to just forget about that? And then Donald Duck said he wanted to pardon Netanyahu. What you need to pardon him for if you didn't do anything? Let's see what he wanted to pardon Netanyahu for, man. I'm curious. Why does Donald Trump want to pardon Netanyahu? For what? 23 hours ago. In his address to the Israeli parliament on Monday, President Donald Duck called for Prime Minister Netanyahu to be pardoned from his fraud and bribery charges. So he wants to be pardoned from fraud and bribery. I didn't know about that. I thought he was going to say like war crimes, because other nations are saying he committed war crimes. I thought that's what he was trying to pardon him for. Duck, who spoke for over an hour, joked with Netanyahu and said he wasn't the easiest man to work with, and suggested he could be a little nicer now that the war is over, before turning to Israeli President Isaac Herzog to issue his suggestion. Isaac, where the hell have you been, man? You should have been. Why is Netanyahu all up in this? Look at our president. Pete Hegseth ain't the top dude over here that's talking and doing things, going from nation to nation, acting like he's the president. I would have never known there was a president over there. You just hiding in the cut and ain't saying nothing about all the issues that are going on. That's how nice it is to be a so-called white man. Okay, you could just hide in the bush and you ain't even gotta answer to anything. He the top dude, but he don't have to say anything. Isaiah 59 verse 7, their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed innocent blood. Their thoughts are the thoughts of iniquity, wasting and destruction are in their paths. That's right, man. Wasting and destruction are in their paths. Death, ultimately. To tell you that he is his death, man. Let me grab that. Let me finish this. It says, Duck, who spoke for over, I said that, hey, I have an idea, Mr. President. Why don't you give him a pardon? Trump said, prompting a standing ovation from many in the Knesset. Yeah, so it's standing ovation to pardon him of bribery and fraud. Bribery and fraud. Of course he would want to pardon somebody for bribery and fraud. Isn't he a felon too? You want to make sure your counterparts are protected too. And that's who he's in close quarters with. This is his friend. This is the one he's pulling seats out for when he comes over here to Babylon. Okay? Bribery and fraud, man. Edomites, man. This is what they're known to do. Okay? Isaiah 59 verse 8, the way of peace they know not. Okay? The way of peace they know not, man. They don't know how to bring peace. I was watching online, they said something about the president of peace. Listen, man, if you call peace sending Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine, you call that peace? That ain't peace, man. There's no peace for the wicked. Isaiah 48 verse 22. Okay? And there is no judgment in their goings. Ecclesiasticus, the 8th chapter, talks about why sentence against the evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the hearts of men are fully set in their ways to do evil. Okay, so that's why they keep doing these type of things, fraud, bribery, because who's gonna stop them? Okay, if I was not getting caught for robbing banks, why would I stop robbing banks? I just hit the next one, and the next one. That's kind of what he's doing until his ass gets locked up and put away, which is prophesied in the Bible to happen, by the way. But it's only gonna happen when the Lord gives us the power to do that. Okay, let me finish Malak's precept. It says, they have made them crooked paths. Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter tells you, if the Lord made it, let me grab it. Ecclesiastes, he has made him crooked paths. There's a couple of precepts, as a matter of fact. Ecclesiastes 2 verse 15. That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanton cannot be numbered. That's right. That which is crooked cannot be made straight. And Esau's crooked. He's that crooked serpent. Okay? And that which is wanting cannot be numbered. He wants it all. He's unsatisfied with what he has. He has the whole earth, and he's not happy enough with that. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 13, it says, Ecclesiastes 7 verse 13, consider the work of God, for who can make that straight which he have made crooked, man? Nobody can make that straight what the Lord had made crooked. He made this devil to be that way, man, to be a damn crooked serpent. Whosoever goeth therein shall not know peace. You go in the path of Esau, you're not going to know peace. You're going to know destruction. You're going to know death. Okay? Because according to Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, that's what he is. Okay? He's the harbinger of death, like, what's his name? The dude who made the missile. All right? So you following him, man, you ain't going to know peace. Which is, you know, salvation. You're not going to be saved going down that way, man. Ultimately. I can't grab it. The precept I'm looking for, Habakkuk, for some reason. You know what? I didn't even put up a prayer, man, before I started. May the Lord protect me from these demons that be out here, man. Drunk demons, man. White boys with BB guns trying to come out, man. I was thinking about that, brother, man, because I thought he said he gave him back his gun. I'm thinking, like, why the hell would you do that? And then I watched his video and he said the dude had a BB gun. I would have gave him back that shit too. I probably would have still tossed that shit, man. I was like, why would he give him back his gun? I'm glad he made a video about that, man, because I was confused about that. I'm like, I ain't giving Esau shit. I probably would have did him a little more dirtier than that, man. But hey, the Lord gives you the victory anyways. How you doing today? Good morning, brother. You have a blessed day, all right? You know, the Lord give you the victory anyway. I can't grab Habakkuk for some reason on my Bible, man. But that's what it is, man. The Lord gives us the victory. That's why we can stand in great boldness, man. Not everybody, for somebody else, for the wicked, somebody gonna come with a gun. He gonna blow your shit away, man. He ain't gonna warn you, none of that. The Lord brought that Edomite right to the altar to get his ass kicked. And I'm glad he whooped his ass, man. Because the Lord ain't playing with, hey, I can't even grab it. The Lord ain't dealing with nobody just getting your ass whooped, man. Even Pastor Tahar, I wanted to hear what he had to say about it. And he said, put your hands and your feet on him. And I was like, that's right, man. That's right. And he's into boxing and all of that, man. He said, hit him with 3 of them, man. That's what I was thinking. You know, when a man gets in a rage, man, Esau just wants to die anyways. That's why he did that shit. He really wanted him to kill him. That's why he started praying, started doing all this weird shit. But it's true, man. We should pray before we start this turn on the camera, man. Pray that whoever does come, the Lord give you the victory. If you have to put your hands on somebody, I'm not promoting that you do. That's the last thing I want to do is put my hands on somebody. I don't like to fight. As you get older, there ain't no more fighting, man. Oh, fight. You know how many people I know that were fighting somebody and the dude pulled out and just blew him away or stabbed him in a ruffle? Don't put your hands on nobody, man. But if you do have to put your hands on somebody, don't half step, man. Go all the way. And don't hesitate, man. You take your garment off. What precept I'm looking for? Salakia. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desirous hell. Yea, he transgresses by his philosophies, his false religions, and his policies, and pretty much Western philosophy. That's how he transgresses. He transgresses the laws of God. And he gets everybody else to do it too. He makes it look nice. He makes it look like it's in your benefit to do that. Oh, we'll help your country out. Just pass these policies where homosexuals can get married in your country in Africa. And then we'll help get you out of this apartheid that's going on, you know, that he's causing. And then what happens? Your whole population ain't having kids anymore, just like here in America. You're slowly dying because y'all following the ways of this devil, man. Going back to his crooked paths. You follow his paths. They don't lead to prosperity and life. It leads to death. Okay? He's a proud man. You read Ecclesiastes 12, or Ecclesiastes 10 and 12. Pride is one that departed from the Lord, roughly paraphrasing. And Esau, Edom, he's the farthest away from the Lord. He's actually trying to hide his face from the Lord. That's how far away he is from him. That's why when he's the one who goes in the caves, he'll put a thing over his head, you know, and they all stand in circles and hymn songs and shit. And that be your president, that be your governors. And then they'll go sacrifice a baby under one of your Catholic churches. All right, so that's what they do before they pass laws and shit like that. You talk about an unrighteous decree. Some of these decrees are written in blood, man, with missing children. That's how he gets these laws passed, man. Wicked. Neither keepeth at home. Isn't that funny how he was just in Egypt? The Pharaoh, the modern day Pharaoh was just in Egypt with the president of Egypt. They were telling him not to go there. He went there anyways. Why wouldn't he go there? He went there because that's who he's the modern day Pharaoh. Okay. The president of Egypt said, "You're the only one that can bring peace in this land." He told him. That's how you know he's the modern day Pharaoh. Ishmael's not the modern day Pharaoh. And you know the scriptures ain't talking about Egypt because the president over there is telling this dude that he's the only one that can do all these things. So that's another indicator that who the Egyptians are that the Bible's talking about. It's not talking about the modern day Egypt and the Egyptians. The modern day Egyptians are not even Egyptian. Okay? Who enlarges his desire is hell. Yeah, you enlarge your desire is hell. He enlarges hell, man. He's gonna keep putting hell on you. He's not bringing heaven on earth, man. He's making more hell. More hell on you. He enlarges his desire is hell. And you're gonna be starting to see that. Everyone's gonna be more afflicted, more jobs lost, more hell. Because this is hell. Hell's a state of mind. Okay? It's not some mythological place where you burn forever, man. That's a lie that this devil told y'all. He don't want you to know that he's in his heaven. Anything to transgress to keep you in a docile state, he'll lie to you about it, man. He's the father of lies. So his desire is his hell, man. Just like hell would be the grave. A grave is constantly looking for new occupants. It always wants more people, man. The grave's never satisfied. Okay? It says, and as it is as death. Okay, so and he is as death. Just like Malak was saying, that it's those crooked paths. It leads you to death, man. So you literally following death to the grave, man. Okay? It says, it cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So Habakkuk's telling you, talking about the characteristics of Esau to Edom. Okay? So you don't want to follow him, man. Tells you that he's not satisfied with blood. Okay, he wants your soul. It's not, he can kill everybody, but there's no better. Then what is he gonna do once everybody's dead? There's no fun with that. So he rather control you like the Most High. So he got that desire to, and for him to control you, that he gotta put hell on you, man. He literally gotta go inside your brain and put a RFID microchip in there so he can control you with a PlayStation controller. I'll put it in your right hand. You know, so that's him showing you that he's the devil, man, and he's never satisfied. Okay? Romans 3 verse 13, their throat is an open sepulcher. Yeah, their throat is an open sepulcher, man. They're speaking lies, they're speaking death. Sepulcher is a grave. Any life come out of a grave? No, so he's not telling you anything that's gonna lead to life. With their tongues they have used deceit. Right. With their tongues they have used deceit. Deceit is a lie, just like the devil. He beguiled Eve. He didn't tell her the truth. He lied to her. Okay? It was a lie. The poison of asps is under their lips. The asp is a snake. It's a serpent. Okay? The poison, a lie is like a poison, man. Because if you believe it, that's that poison seeping into you. If you believe the lie, so that's what he does, man. He tells lies and he poisons you. Okay? And leads you to go astray from the Lord, and that gets you destroyed. Romans 3 verse 14, whose mouth is full of cursing and bitterness. Okay? Cursing and bitterness. His mouth is full of it, man. He's not bringing you to sweet. He's a land of cursing and bitterness. That's all he does. He put curses on you, man. Okay, bitter words. Let me look that up. Romans 3 verse 14. Romans 3 verse 14. Meaning. Is that Romans 3 verse 14? Yes, it is. AI overview, which states their mouth are full of cursing and bitterness, is a verse used by the Apostle Paul to describe the corrupt and sinful nature of humanity. It illustrates that people's speech full of curse and harsh words and bitterness is a reflection of the wicked intentions in their hearts, which leads to a life of sin and ruin for themselves and others. And that's what Esau does. Inherently, we're all wicked because we're in these chains of darkness, but Esau is the wicked. When you read 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, it tells you about the wicked, and that's Esau Edom. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So that wicked is a capital W, and it's talking about a person. It's talking about Esau. And that's Paul showing you he knows who the devil is, man. But it's not for everyone to know. Okay, that's code to talk to the elected Israel to let you know, man, he's talking about these Edomites. Okay, so you can put 2 and 2 together in your time, whenever you receive the truth. All right, when you read these things. Okay, Romans 3 verse 15, their feet are swift to shed blood. And come on, who shed more blood than the more so than the so-called white man? Nobody, man. He got the most bodies down here on the earth, and he's the one who's supposed to bring forth peace? No. Okay? That's not how it works. The violent man, KJV. 1 Samuel, I know it's in Samuel. Bloody man, Slocky, thou bloody man. Thou bloody man. Second Samuel 16. And I'll start at the top. It says, and when David was a little past the top of the hill, behold, Ziba, the servant of Mephibosheth, met him with a couple of asses saddled. Mephibosheth is Saul's grandson, Jonathan's son. And upon them 200 loaves of bread, and 100 bunches of raisins, and 100 of summer fruits, and a bottle of wine. And the king said unto Ziba, which is Mephibosheth's servant, what meanest thou by these? And Ziba said, the asses be for the king's household to ride on, which is King David, and the bread and summer fruit for the young men to eat, and the wine, and that such as be faint in the wilderness may drink, talking about his military. Then said the king to Ziba, behold, thine are all that pertain unto Mephibosheth. And Ziba said, I humbly beseech thee that I may find grace in thy sight, my lord, O king. And when King David came to Bahurim, behold, thence came out a man of the family of the house of Saul, whose name was Shimei, the son of Gera. He came forth and cursed still as he came. And he cast stones at David, and at all the servants of King David, and all the people and all the mighty men were on his right hand and on his left. And thus said Shimei when he cursed, come out, thou bloody man, and thou men of Belial. Hold on. It says, the Lord have returned upon thee all the blood of the house of Saul, in whose stead thou hast reigned, and the Lord has delivered the kingdom into the hand of Absalom thy son. And behold, thou art taken in thy mischief, because thou art a bloody man. And the reason I'm bringing this out is because he's being accused of being a bloody man. And the Lord he didn't use King David to build a house because of all this blood that he shed. Okay, he gave it to his son. And Shimei ben Gera, he's accusing him of pretty much all the wickedness he's done at this point. You know, he's feeling it from all the sins that he committed, especially with that Bathsheba and the death of Uriah the Hittite. But the point is being a bloody man. Okay, you're gonna fall in your mission. That's what he's saying. This is what we're pretty much saying to you, Esau. Okay, and you're gonna fall in your mission too. But in all actuality, he was scoffing. The Lord was dealing with King David, and he got put to death. So the Lord was dealing with David. So that's the difference. The Lord's not dealing with you. Okay, the Lord's not dealing with Esau. So you're gonna fall in the mischief. Scriptures talk about the righteous man falleth 7 times. over here. The righteous man falleth 7 times. I got a demon over here. Proverbs 24, verse 16. Proverbs 24, verse 16. I think there's another precept where it says you can't build a house or something like that. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again. Okay, so even though Israel, the elected Israel might have had committed some sin, they're not going to fall ultimately down and never get back up into following the Lord. But the wicked shall fall into mischief. Okay, if you're not part of the elect, you're more acceptable. You're going to fall, man. Okay? You're going to fall. When the Lord told David he couldn't build a house because of the blood on his hands. I want to find that precept. Where's that at? First Chronicles 28. No, First Chronicles 22 and 8. It says, but the word of the Lord came to me, saying, thou hast shed blood abundantly, and hast made great wars. Thou shalt not build a house unto my name, because thou hast shed much blood upon the earth in my sight. Right? So if he wouldn't allow King David to build his house, what makes you think he's going to let Esau do it, out of all people? Showing you this devil, you don't understand the scriptures, and you people don't either. He wouldn't even let King David, he was dealing with King David and helped him win all of these battles, and then didn't even let him build a house, and David wanted to build a house. Esau wants to build this place up, man. He wants to make America great again. I'm pretty sure he really does, but he can't. He can't because the Lord that's not the Lord's purpose. And the Lord's will is going to be done down here. Okay? Romans 3, verse 15, their feet are swift to shed blood. Destruction and misery are in their ways. Destruction and misery are in their ways, man. Even if you take this devil's advice, you're going to be miserable. You're going to do it for food, you still ain't going to be satisfied. You're going to do it for shelter, you're going to wish you were outside. You're going to be miserable, man. Whatever he gives you. You're going to feel like, damn, I'm condemned. You're going to feel condemned. Because you are condemned. Okay? The Lord's not dealing with it. That's why you don't see the value in serving the Lord. Okay? What's that? I'm thinking of something else. Destruction and misery in their ways. Romans 3, verse 17, in the way of peace have they not known. Okay, and that's also talking about, it's really talking about Jake going off, but it applies to Esau in the book of Romans too. So it of course, we're talking about Esau, man. The way of peace, they know not, man. He's telling you there's peace. Best believe there's war coming, man. How you doing today, brother? You have a blessed day, all right? The way of peace, they know not, man. Okay? So, you're following the wrong person. It's the book of Psalms 37. Psalms 37 and verse 37. No. It's about this. That's not it. Mark the perfect man. Psalms 37. What was this? Psalm 37 and verse 30. Oh, I guess I wasn't there. Psalm 37 and verse 37. How you doing? Good morning. Psalm 37 and verse 37. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. Okay, so you mark the perfect man, someone that's upright, someone that the Lord's dealing with. Okay, mark meaning to watch him. You know, keep your eye on him. Not Esau. His way's gonna lead to your death. But the perfect man, which are the elect of Israel, okay? If you see somebody that's exhibiting that the Lord is dealing with him, maybe not by what he's saying or just whatever, the Lord might reveal things to you. Who knows? But if you believe that that's a man of the Lord, that's who you should be watching. Okay, people who are gonna get to the finish line, man. This is who we need to be watching, man. Okay, so people like the IUIC, you know, you see brothers doing videos on that, and they're showing you those are not the men. You know, they'll do videos on other people and just to try to warn you, you know, that you're going astray, and then try to lead you back to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who've been doing this much longer than us all. Okay, that's a good bet right there, man. Even though nobody knows who is who. You know, you can be in this. It don't matter to the Lord. He's no respect of persons. He doesn't care about your accolades down here on the earth. The Lord sees what you're doing, and we're all wicked. Okay. But the point of the matter is, you know, if it's not by, you can tell by the works, man. You can tell by the works. He's not pulling up in a Mercedes-Benz to camp and jumping out. He ain't doing none of these things, man. He's very low. You know, so some of these, you know, these are some attributes that show you that he ain't, if he sold out, then he sold out for nothing. You know, so that can't be the case. He's been enduring. He's on fire for the Lord. He's on fire, man. Anyone that's following him should be on fire too. If you're not on fire and you following him, then you ain't really following him. You're following yourself. You're following something else, man. Your own way. Okay? I've been telling brothers do videos every single day. How you doing today, brother? Good morning. Good morning. You know? So, you know, so he speaks from experience, but Mark the perfect man. I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm just saying that, you know, just there's certain things you can see in a man to try to mark him, to see is this a man of the Lord? Is that a man of the Lord? I mean, he's breaking down the scriptures, right? You can see it for yourself, man. And he's been doing that consistently for a long time. Okay, so even though some of his elders even went off, and they unlocked the fact that we got this 12 tribe sign. Okay, and the man that did this, he's no longer teaching the truth. Now that could be for whatever reason, you know. I don't know the man, but does that mean the Lord's not dealing with him? Of course, the Lord's dealing with him. How will we know who we were? You know, but you got to endure unto the end. That's the point. All right. And then he continued to follow him. No, he's still standing upon his feet, man. He didn't fall off just because his elder fell off. He fell off. It didn't work like that. So the point of the matter is Mark the perfect man, and Esau ain't the perfect man. He's the perfect man to be destroyed. That's an example of what needs to be destroyed from off the earth, of course. But he's not what the Lord is looking for to redeem and to be saved in these last times. And that's what Psalms 37 is talking about, Salakia. Romans 3, verse 18, there is no fear of God before their eyes. Okay? There is no fear of God before their eyes. So that's what makes Esau a fool, you know, because fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. You know, so if you don't fear the Lord, he fears the Lord, but not Not right now, because he's in his pride. You know, he got the power, he got the sword. So his pride is blinding him. And the Lord ain't judged him in so long, he just allowed him to do all of this. So it's really pride. But he's really afraid of the Lord. But the Lord allowed his pride to get so, he allowed this devil to get so exalted in pride that it's like his fear is being masked. But like the scriptures say, from thy face shall I be hid. That's why he's going to be hiding in the clefts of the rocks. Because he fears the Lord, man. I mean, how can you not fear the Lord, man? He knows everything, sees everything. And he can destroy you anytime, anywhere, no matter where you go. He's omnipotent. How can you not fear a power like that? Okay, I think I wanted to get Psalm 73. Psalm 73, and what did he say? I'm all over the place. It says something about, oh, you know what? It might be Psalms 10. Psalms 10. Yeah, Psalm 10. And that's at the top. Why standest thou far off, O Lord? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? Yeah, it seems like the Lord's hidden because judgment isn't being executed. Good morning. You have a wonderful day, okay? And it seems like the Lord is hidden because judgment's not being executed. Okay? And his children, which are the Israelites, they're going through the curses of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. So they're it seems like the Lord is hidden because he's not saving them. I mean, he saved them throughout the Bible in a bunch of different ways. You know, in ancient Egypt, you read the book of Judges, he saved them multiple times there, raising up a savior. You know, these other kingdoms, Assyria, he allowed the northern kingdom to come over here and find this land. With Judah, he allowed them to escape, come back into Judea at the Maccabean period, and then 70 AD, he allowed them to escape again, come over here to the inner parts of Africa. And then he brought them down, brought them back over here. So he was constantly saving, and he's been hid for a long time because it's been 400 plus years since 1619. Okay? So that's a long time, man, for the Lord not to deliver you. You know, it talks about the 40 years of peace under Gideon. Okay, after he delivered Israel with 300 men. Those 40 years of peace. Then you went off, then after that you got Abimelech. It Judges the 9th chapter, so showing you going off again. Then he destroyed him. It's just a continuation of the same thing over and over. But now this is the last time you're going to be saved. This is what we're waiting for. All right? Because if he doesn't come and save us, man, you're going to die of cancer or something crazy, man. We're going to do all these, try to turn you from man, half robot, half machine. That's going to cause a lot of deaths. His MOTV is going to cause a lot of deaths. The world's it's going to be more destroyed, and to the point where this place will just be destroyed if the Lord allowed him to continue. But that's why he's shortening the days, because he's not, the earth is going to abide forever. Esau's going to be, he's going to be cut off before he destroys the whole world. Okay? So that's guaranteed. So we don't have to worry about that. Even if you don't make it, just know he's gone anyway. So the word's still true. Psalms 10 and 2, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. The wicked, talking about Esau, Edom, he persecutes the poor, which are the Israelites. Okay, Jacob, Israel. Okay, the wicked, first Maccabees, first Malachi 1 and 4. Lock in. That's who that's talking about. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. And they have imagined to put you in slavery perpetually, forever. So let them be taken in that. They wanted to destroy you by just severing that connection that you have with the Most High in the Son. Let them be taken in their own imaginations that they determined. They wanted to rule forever, but then it's going to be transferred over to Israel. Psalms chapter 10, verse 3, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire. His heart desires to rule forever. His heart desires to rule over you Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans perpetually. Okay, and for you to serve him and worship him like he's God down here on the earth. And blesses the covetous. Yeah, he blesses the covetous, those who lust after things that don't belong to them. You read Exodus, the 20th chapter, that tells you that you're not supposed to covet your neighbor's, let me grab it. But you're not supposed to covet. Thou shalt not covet. So he don't follow, he claims to uphold the Bible, but he doesn't. He claims to be a godly man. You know, you had Pete Hegseth, for example, quoting Bible verses. J.D. Vance quoted a couple of Bible verses like they actually know the Bible. They don't know the Bible, man. They don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments at all. With a shaven beard. You're breaking the law, man. Grow a beard on your face, you damn Edomites. If you now you ain't got to do that. That's not your lot. You're the wicked. Yeah, having a beard on your face is righteous. By the way, he doesn't do this. He doesn't do this, man. That's his face being hid from the Lord, man. He can talk all of this shit. That's the poison of ass. But his actions show you what's really in his heart. You can judge a tree by its fruit. That's what the Lord told us to do. And its fruit is fruit of wickedness. It's the book of Exodus chapter 20. In verse number 17. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. And he's in your house right now. He took it, 70 AD, he took it, then he got taken out of there when the Roman Empire fell. Ishmael got his ass up in there for a little while. Came back in 1948, claiming to be you. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, or anything that is thy neighbor's. Okay, your neighbor's your brother. And he doesn't do that, man. He doesn't do that. That's another law that he breaks. He breaks every law in this Bible, because hence that's why he's the wicked. Whom the Lord abhorreth. Abhorreth means to have a strong. When you abhor something, you dislike it. Okay, or you let's look it up. Let's look up the word abhor. Let's look up the word abhor. Define abhor. Abhor. It says, abhor means to hate, extremely detest, or feel loathing and horror towards something. It describes a strong visceral rejection, often applied to sin and evil, and practices that are contrary to God's holiness. For believers to call, so it says to hate extremely. Let me look at it in the Bible. It says to hate extremely. Abhor, it says to spurn, contempt, despise, abhor, to cause to contempt, despise. To despise something, reject it, with contempt and derision. That's what it says in the Jacinius Hebrew Chaldee lexicon. But the word abhor itself means to hate extremely, detest, or feel loathing and horror towards something. Okay? And it's saying the Lord abhors these things. He extremely hates let me read it again. Psalm 10:3, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire and blesses the covetous whom the Lord abhors. Okay, just like him trying to pardon Netanyahu for bribery and fraud. Okay. Let's give him a precept. Let me grab this real quick. Psalm 94:4. How long shall they utter and speak hard things, and all the works of iniquity boast themselves? Well, as long as the Lord wants it to. He wants to keep them in that state of boasting themselves, because it's that pride coming before a fall, man. He wants to be the most proud, super exalted, think he can destroy the angels. He wants them right where he wants them so he can destroy his ass. Psalms 10:4, the wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts. Yeah, exactly. So Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai is not in all his thoughts. Isaiah Alai, the whole Wisdom of Solomon 2 verse 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. That's right, man. And that's what they were doing with Yahushua in Matthew the 23rd chapter. You know, they were trying to oppress him, trying to catch him up in his words, trying to stone him, you know, just for standing being upright. Ultimately, but Wisdom of Solomon is for you 2/3, and it applies to Esau Edom, who, according to John 8:44, y'all are acting just like him. Gang banging, selling drugs. That's what he's known for to do. Okay, but on an international level, he'll go. That's why he's doing that to the Venezuelans. Why? Because he probably wants something that he's coveting his brother's something in his brother's land. He probably wants his oil, so he can, which is strategic. I don't blame him. If I was Esau, I'd be coming after y'all too. Lord, give me the power to do it. I'm gonna come get you, man. I need that. Okay, so he's basically trying to hit a lick on an international level. That's how he does it. He sends in his troops. Okay. This talks about an economical hitman. He'll send his ambassadors. He'll try to build companies in your country, you know, and fuck you over that way. But if that doesn't work, then he'll bring the sword out. How you doing today? Good morning.
Good morning.
Damn, someone let one go, bro. That. Oh my God. Wisdom of Solomon 2 verse 11. Let our strength be the law of justice. Yeah, he uses the law to justify his wickedness. Okay, you read Isaiah the 10th chapter. It talks about unrighteous decrees. Okay, and the unrighteous decrees that he implements is supposed to, good morning, his unrighteous decrees are supposed to, they're to oppress you. Okay? That's ultimately what they're for. He just wants to oppress the poor righteous man, which are the Israelites too, or the elect of Israel. His laws oppress the righteous. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Yeah, the widow, the ancient gray hairs of the age. Look how he treats them. Look what happened in 2020. How many of them got put to death? You think that was by accident? Oh, we didn't know what to do. He was funneling people into these situations to get put to death, man. Because he understands economically, he's not giving nobody no retirement. There ain't no retirement here. There's no peace. There's no rest. Micah 2:10. Wisdom of Solomon 2:11. Let our strength be the law of justice. This is why he's always passing these laws. This is why he's using executive orders to justify his wickedness. As a matter of fact, the last thing I heard was about the Insurrection Act of 1917 or whatever. Why are you trying to implement that on your own people? Oh, we gotta do it. We gotta get these organizations, these T organizations off of the street. No, man, he don't care about no T organization. He spends all of his money, all of his time to oppress you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Man. That's all it's about. You read Psalm the 83rd chapter, it tells you about all these heathen nations are confederate against it. Okay, you got a lot of enemies out here, man. And you think you're joining hand in hand with them, and they're not your friends, man. Now, I'm not talking about your co-worker or something like that. I'm talking about these nations as a whole. They understand they ain't gonna have no power in the kingdom to come. The Lord's taking all the crowns from off of their heads. And he got joint heirs with him, man. Who do you think those joint heirs are? You think it's them? It's not, man. Okay, it's not talking about these other nations. But you down here, low, stupid and dumb, you think everyone needs to be joined hand in hand. You're a fool. That's because of Hosea in the 4th chapter. You don't understand that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of the time. No, Hosea 4:6. That my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, man. That's what destroys you. When you're not operating in wisdom and truth, okay, you're going down the wrong path, man. You're going down the wrong path. Okay, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing wroth. Let's look that up. For that which is feeble is found to be nothing wroth. Wroth means to work. That which is feeble, feeble means weak. So that which is weak is nothing, is found to be nothing worth. Oh, it says worth. I thought it said something else. Let me look this up. Let me look this up while we're here. Wisdom of Solomon 2 verse 11. Where is the asylum in 2 verse 11? That's not what I asked. Wisdom of Solomon 2 verse 11 meaning. I want to see what it says for that second part of that part. I'll read it though. It says the verse expresses the mindset of the ungodly, wicked men who reject God's commandments, which is 2/3 and pretty much all the heathen, and Esau most importantly. In this chapter, the wicked reason among themselves, saying life is short and that pleasure should be their goal. And you can see that. Pleasure is his goal. Verse 11 shows how they justify oppressing the weak by claiming that might makes right. Oh, okay, yeah. That's exactly what they believe in, man. Okay? That for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Yeah, that which is weak, you know, it is like they're basically boasting themselves in their strength. Oh, I got nuclear capabilities. You know, we seem feeble, but we got the word, man, which is stronger than anything he got, man. And I'm glad King Solomon wrote that, because now we can dissect the mindset of the Edomite, man. He thinks his gun's gonna save him. He thinks bunkers and you watch what's that bald-headed dude's name? Full Spectrum. I like him though. He's right about a lot of things, but he don't. In his equation, he's right about pretty much everything he's saying. On a carnal tip, he got it on lock. He got it on lock, man. He done moved deep in the woods. He got shit that you ain't even think about. He already put his mind through every situation he possibly could. Okay? And he's carved him out some type of salvation for himself, he thinks. And the scripture talks about that, man. You know, about putting your fruits in your barn. Thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Okay, so that's the Lord showing you he got control over life and death. Okay, so storing up food and your fruits in your barn, and the Lord requires your soul, it's foolishness, man. You know, we're reading about that. How you doing too, brother? You know? You too, man. Hey, the water guy over by So, yeah, that's what it's saying. I'm thinking of a precept in Maccabees, though. Let our strength be the law of justice. The wicked claim their own power as law. Instead of following God's law, they make their own strength the rule of what's right or just. That's right. They make their own strength the rule of what's right or just. Okay, when someone has a gun in your face, they feel like they are more powerful than you. And why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he think that? The Lord allowed him to win all of these battles. Of course he would think that. For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. They despise the weak and poor, believing that those without strength or influence are worthless. You don't have no strength or influence. There's nobody at a G7 summit saying, for the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans saying, what are we going to do about these people? No, your decision's already made. You're going to be in captivity. That's 100%. Okay? And if we go into a digital world and everyone agreed to do it, you'd be oppressed in there too. He'd be oppressing you in a digital world, man. And we saw that in the movie The Matrix. Here it is, he creates a digital world and there's oppression in there. And he had to raise a white savior in there to come save everybody. This damn devil, man. That's a wicked ass movie. I used to love that movie, but now the scripture's making me think like this nigga's a devil, man. You know, ultimately, you know, it's still a good movie, but you know, just the thought process of it is just wicked. How you doing today? Good morning, brother. You have a blessed day, bro. What? You have a blessed day, brother. Oh, okay. Thank you. You know, it's wicked, man. It's wicked. So that's what that means. Wisdom of Solomon 2:11. Wisdom of Solomon 2 verse 12. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objecteth to our infamy, the transgression of our education. That's right, man. You know, the Lord gave us this wisdom, and when you can see through the darkness, you see that he ain't operating right, man. The scriptures talk about the serpent. His curse was, he said, on thy belly shalt thou go. Now we can see you're not an upright person. Okay, you're not upright, and people still trusting you because they're foolish. They're just like beasts, man. Just like a beast, man. You smack your dog, then you give him a snack, and he's wagging his tail all over again. And that's what he just did to y'all, to Ishmael. Smacked him twice for 2 years, multiple times, every day for 2 years. Just beat the living shit out of his dog, and then he gave the dog a bone. And during those 2 years, he was giving the dog a bone. The same treat he liked. He liked hearing the word peace, and he gonna destroy you, man. He just ain't chip you up yet. Now he's thinking, you know what? Let me chip you up in the guise of trying to help you. So I already know, you know, that he's gonna. It's wicked what he's about to do to these people. It's really wicked, man. He's about to build a surveillance state, and he's gonna use that as the probably the ground zero for the MOTV. It took 2 years to knock it down. It'll probably take half the time to build it up, man. It'll probably take half the time. You know, and as he's starting to build it, let's see if he's gonna start trying to implement these 15-minute cities. By that time, as he's starting to build it, I'm sure the famine of the word's gonna kick in, because he ain't gonna want everyone to know what he's doing. Because him getting up to this point, look how much shit is on the internet, man, about him. Nobody trusts him. I don't even believe people are rejoicing the way he's saying it. There's no way in hell you're rejoicing, man. If I just lost my whole family, my kids, and all of that, you think we'll be rejoicing about that? Nah, man, I'm thinking how I'm gonna get your ass back. That's just me, though. That's just me. That's what I would be thinking. That's what I would be thinking, man. especially if you were living there for 2 years. It was multiple peace and this and that. I don't really believe that. He might have some actors over there, man. Hey, we'll give you some rice, man. Just say how happy you are, man. And I'll give you this bowl over here, man. Just put it on camera. You ready? All right, action. Woo, we're so happy. Blah 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 blah. All right, give him the rice, give him the water. Now get away from us. That's Esau, man. That's Esau. Now the whole world thinking, oh, it's all good. It shows you how powerful propaganda is. That's why if you're not stable in these days, you're going to be destroyed because you're a fool. If somebody came and smacked you and then gave you some money and told you, hey, my bad, man. Then he smacked you again and gave you some money again, and you're like, okay. Maybe that's not a good example. But if he keeps smacking, you can just expect he wants to smack you, man. He wants to smack you. And this didn't just happen 2 years ago. This happened since 1948 when he brought his red ass over there. This has been going on since he brought his red ass over there, man. This was always in his mindset. Albert Pike told the plan, man. Look up Albert Pike in his, you know about that? He said, yep, see? Jake dope, man. Albert Pike talked about the Zionists and the Muslims having a war to destroy Zionism, but at the same time implement a whole new world. So that's in his mind, man. Okay? That's the mindset of the Edomite. This kingdom was built on masonry and witchcraft and enchantments. And you're gonna see it this October. Everyone's coming over here to Boston, Massachusetts so they can practice being demons and witches and warlocks. And how come nobody's condemning these witches that are coming all over here from all over the earth? Okay? No one's doing that, man. And that's going back to what Malak put up about Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 12. Abhorring his, let me read it again. It says, therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. You're clean contrary to his doings because he's paid a lot of money through his jab shots and his medical disinformation campaign. He's trying to put Israelites to death for years. Okay, you made it through that. You made it through abortion in the black woman's womb. That's where most of Israel gets destroyed. In the black woman's womb, having all these abortions. Because they don't want the prophets growing up to be like me, cussing this damn devil out for being the damn devil. You don't want a prophet, because that's what you're supposed to be. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All these kingdoms we were in, being slaves to these heathen, we prophesied the downfall of these places, man. And the Lord destroyed it. And that's what I'm doing right now. And I hope the Lord destroys it in this time. So you don't have to go through the process of the womb all over again, get raised up, get built up, and come out here and cuss this damn devil out again sometime in the future. Now, let's get rid of his ass now. So we're clean contrary to his doings. He got you going to public schools. They ain't teaching you shit about who you are. You got the whole world calling you black and stupid shit, man. Now, we're the children of Israel, God's chosen people. And you got the whole world thinking they're going to find out in these last days when they ass get destroyed. He upbraided us with our offending the law and objected to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. Yeah, you're infamous, you're negatively famous for being wicked, man. Okay, and we'll rebuke you for that. He got you teaching your kids to go, everyone's gonna be dressed up. That's the most wicked holiday, man. You got a bunch of pedophiles in the city, every city, pedophiles all over the place, and you dressing up your kid to go to a stranger's house, knock on their door and ask for candy like a dumbass. And then you want people to have kids for what? So they can be raised up in this wicked ass society, thinking everything's sweet. So that's pedophile days. They can dress up and everyone will like them on that day. Bunch of weirdos, man. Grown ass men dressed up as Spider-Man. Last year I saw somebody walking with a grown ass man in a Spider-Man. I had to cuss his ass out, man. I had to cuss his ass out because you could tell he was a grown ass man, hiding his face, being a demon. You wanna have kids with these women, man. That's what they're gonna do. Teach your kids how to be wicked as hell. They're gonna operate in the law, statutes, and commandments. Proverbs 2 verse 14. They take pleasure in doing wrong and they enjoy the twisted ways of evil. Oh man, in the NLT, Proverbs 2 verse 15, their actions are crooked and their ways are wrong. That's right. I like that. Proverbs 2 verse 14, they take pleasure in doing wrong and they enjoy the twisted ways of evil, man. That's exactly what they do. 2 Chronicles 25 and 11, and Amaziah strengthened himself and led forth his people and went to the valley of Salt and smote the children of Seir 10,000. And other 10,000 left alive did the children of Judah carry away captive and brought them unto the top of the rock and cast them down from the top of the rock. That's right. So we used to do them dirty, man. So I understand. I get it. I get it, man. Esau understands, man. And we're gonna do them dirty again in these last days, man. Scriptures talk about meditating terror. Okay. Scriptures talk about meditating terror, man. Let me grab this and what's that? What is that? Isaiah 33 and yeah. Isaiah 33 verse 18, thine heart shall meditate terror. Where is the scribe? Where is the receiver? Where is he that counted the towers? Yeah, our heart shall meditate terror. You know, when an army's coming to destroy you, that's you know, what were they meditating? How to destroy you, right? So we're gonna do the same thing to them. Just like it says, where's the receiver? Where's this, that, and third? You know, we're gonna be thinking the same thing. We're gonna be, where's your Gatling gun at, Esau? Where's your Desert Eagle at? Your BB gun at? Your sniper rifle, your nuclear missiles at? Your drones, your robot dogs, your robot policemen. We're gonna destroy all of that, man. We're gonna destroy it all. The Lord's gonna give us the power to do it. And that's the crazy part about it all, because there's no that technology is coming from on high. How you doing today, sir? How you doing? I said hi to you. Hi. See, that's why the heathen gotta go. They gotta go, man. He's looking at me like a damn demon. But I'm gonna end it right there. Lord's will, this was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Chakadash, Shalom, Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharala, the water for the precepts, Malak. Have a blessed day. Shalom.